for that's where your life is. That's where your salvation is. And the people said, and the princess said, kill him. Kill the messenger. We hate that message. Because there was no way that they could fathom God would ask them to do something like that. So this man must be coming here with some kind of foolishness, because he is tearing at the hearts of the people. He is taking away their strength to go out and do battle for the nation. How can this be right? Now, most of us in hindsight now, we would say, well, they should have listened to Jeremiah, right? In hindsight. We would say that, right? We would say that the church ought to listen, the church which was then should have listened to the prophet of God, right?
Yeah.
We would say that, right?
Right.
Do you understand what we are asking them to do? How hard it is, but do you understand how difficult a thing God was asking them to do?
Right.
Let me show you all how difficult it was.
Yes.
What if on September the 12th, 2001, a prophet stood up and said, United States of America, dissolve the presidency, end the Senate and the House of Representatives, get rid of the judiciary, close down the government in Washington, D.C., close the churches, those buildings, shut them all down, and now you're going to worship God under the, pull down the stars and stripes, fold them up, because they'll no longer be your banner, and you go and serve Osama bin Laden, and you will now find yourself functioning under the auspices of Al-Qaeda. The women will worship me under Sharia law. All of them will have burqas on.
Hey, we're pretty close to that right now.
Yeah.
Now, if a prophet, if that would have been the message from the Lord for us to do, what would people would have said to do with that preaching? Kill that fool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't listen to him. He's not one of us. That's what these famous preachers would have said.
He's asking you to do something stupid.
Okay.
This is,
Yeah,
this
but
is
if
what.
you know him to be a true man of God, and
Yeah.
you're prayerful, and God gave you that witness, wouldn't you follow him?
You would hope that you would, but
You talking about denying.
In reality.
Yeah.
Well, that's like asking the rich man to throw away
his wealth.
give all his money away to the poor.
the place where you have developed your highest level of loyalty, the place where you have become confident in your personage and your validation, now somebody's asking you to get rid of that. See, this is what, I agree with you. You said no.
Get rid of the government, we don't have to worry about bin Laden.
I knew it was going to get I said, this might be the wrong example that we're talking about. but you all can understand how, I use that example because it is, the Lord was asking them to shut down the temple. They have been worshiping in the temple all of this time. God is saying, now you're going to worship me out of Babylon. You're no longer going to have the kings of Judah as your leaders. You're going to have Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. You're going to Iraq. You're going to be moved out of your land and moved to Iraq. And that's where you're going to worship me from now. And you got to do it willfully. If you don't do it willfully, you're going to die. That was a difficult thing. Now was it easy? So the critical statement tonight is this. How many of us can hear God's voice over some of our plans?
I hear him now. Well, I wasn't listening before.
I'm telling you, sometimes we have plans.
Yeah,
Sometimes we have staked our claim on a certain piece of land, and we said God gave the nation, God gave the land of Israel to those Jewish people, and He said, now I'm taking you out of here, and you got to go to Babylon. That's where your salvation is there. Do y'all not know that the ones who stayed died? The ones who went to Babylon, that's where we get the story of Esther and Mordecai. That's where we get the story of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That's where we get the stories of, we get the prophecy of Ezekiel from those who went. There is nothing said about those who stayed. For God said that if you stay, you're going to die by the pestilence, you're going to die by the sword, you're going to die by the famine. And it is a critical thing for the church in these days to know the voice of the Lord. How many of us know His voice well enough that if He was to ask us to do the hard thing, we could do it? And we wouldn't say, loose here. In the name of Jesus. Satan, I command you to loose here. In Jesus' name. Because what you all know, we say that we are walking by faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when a difficult proposition comes before us, what is the first thing we will say, Sister One? When God asks us to do a difficult thing that we might not agree with?
I got to pray about this.
I got to pray
I got
or loose here.
Yeah.
Are you serious about that?
Oh, amen. Is this God?
Are you sure?
Hey,
Yeah, first is this God.
is this God? Or Satan the Lord rebuke you?
Yeah.
Yeah, the devil is a liar.
The devil is a liar. Amen. We are quick to say that because it goes against something,
No.
the norm.
Yeah.
There was a statement a young man wrote me Sunday night, and I was getting ready to go to bed, and I received an email, and he said that he's a student up at the University of Washington, and he said that one of his friend's girlfriend had gotten an abortion, and he was wondering about, was it a lack of faith in God or what? And as I was sitting down answering him, it was quickening my understanding that a lot of people do things because they are afraid of change.
Yeah.
Do you all not know that status quo is something that does not exist?